Welcome to Nitpicking Nerds, and we got a top 10 for you today.
The top 10 creatures with ETBs in Commander.
I'm your host, the incomparable Joe Cherries.
I'm your host, regular old Beezy, and that makes us the Nitpicking Nerds, bringing you daily Magic the Gathering content for which I would subscribe if I were you. I mean, that sounds like pretty unique, cool stuff, but if you want to go even deeper down the NN rabbit hole, patreon.com is in the description for you. Go to the link, and then you're just going to get bombarded by awesome deals and opportunities to give us money.
Yeah, you give us money, you support the channel, this channel gets bigger, better, awesomer, all of that good stuff. Also, happy birthday to everyone whose birthday is today, and everyone's pets whose birthday is today. Thanks for watching. Thank you for choosing to watch us on your birthday.
Today's a very special day.
It is a very special day. BZ, how can they support us indirectly?
There's two ways I'm going to fly by because we spend so much time on birthdays. TCG Player affiliate link. Go there, buy the cards you want for the same price, but we get a kickback on the order if you start with the link. And also, there's a Dragon Shield link, EU or US, whatever's best for you. Go buy the best sleeves in the multiverse.
Good sleeves.
And when you start with the link, we get a kickback on the order. Same dealio.
Yeah, with both of those links, you spend $0 extra and you get the same exact product you would get anyway, but the nerds get supported, and we appreciate you a ton for using them. So let's get into this video. It's a top 10, and this is an exciting one. It is the top 10 ETB creatures. That means that creatures that when they enter the battlefield have some sort of an ability. That is an ETB for those who didn't know before this. And obviously, we are talking about Commander. One caveat, we are excluding CEDH because we just don't play it. We play all powers of Commander. We do not play CEDH.
Yeah, we're not an authority on that, so we're just going to give you the stuff that we know. Also, ETB stands for Enters the Battlefield, which I would have assumed would come up in you saying what it is. It stands for Enters the Battlefield, so creatures that say when this enters the battlefield. And now one distinction that I got confused when we were scripting this was we're not ranking the ETBs themselves.
Yes.
We're ranking the entire creature. So what creature has the best ETB? That might be a different thing because they're all going to be like 8-mana monsters. But this is like, what are the best creatures with ETBs?
Yes, and I want to say one thing because one card you will notice is not in this list. The ETB has to be important to the strength of the card. AKA, the card that you're going to notice is missing from this list is Urza, Lord High Artificer. Incredibly good card. Its ETB is not even close to why that card is insane. That card could remove the ETB and still be completely insane.
Yeah, for almost all of these, the ETB is like the entire effect.
Yes, exactly. So let's go to the honorable mentions. And this is the one spot me and BZ kind of disagree a little bit on the list.
We could not agree.
We couldn't agree. So what is the honorable mention, and explain your reasoning.
All right, so this would have been my number 10, but this is honorable mention because I'm not an unreasonable person. It's Druid of Purification. It's 3 and a green for 2/3 ETB. You and everybody else chooses a thing you don't control. That's an artifact or enchantment, and you blow them all up. So this is probably at least a 3-for-1, maybe a 4-for-1 if you get the full wombo and everybody wants to blow something up. I think this card's pretty nuts. It's really efficient at like every power level until you get right up to the 1-mana .deck competitive decks, which we're not talking about. So I just think Druid of Purification is just an insane Magic card. I'm not even really sure why it needed to be printed because it's just so obviously insane to me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on the same page as you. I think it's obviously good, very, very good. And I'm kind of going to gloss over because it is the honorable mention.
Yeah, let's get to number 10.
And let's get to number 10 where I will explain what I think. Number 10 is Grey Merchant of Asphodel. I just can't get over how good this card is. It's I think of cards that have ended games of Commander, this has to be top 10. It is an insanely strong enters the battlefield. And yeah, there's some restriction around it where you have to be either mono black or you have to be in 2 colors. It's still insane. It just doesn't seem to matter because this card just does so much. It just puts games away.
Yeah, there's no denying that Grey Merchant is really annoying, really sought after as a win condition, and really potent in the right decks. For me, it wouldn't crack this just because I think if you look at the other 9 or 10, if you want to count Druid, none of them really ask anything of you other than like you don't have to play. You could play 3, 4, 5 colors with any given one of these. They're all just kind of some of the best things in their color. Grey Merchant's fine. It's great. It's going to destroy you if they have 7 Devotion. I just think that like it's not quite strong across the entire spectrum as Druid, but it's still you're still going to lose to Grey Merchant a bunch.
That's what I like about Grey Merchant is even though I think it isn't as necessarily in as many decks, it's so potent in the decks that it is good in that it cracks the top 10 for me. And like this is like we're talking about 10, 11. It's not like we're talking about a big difference.
Well, for me, I don't think it would be. It wouldn't be honorable either.
It wouldn't.
It's lower for me. Like it's in like 20 range.
Oh no, not for me.
Yeah.
I think Great Merchant is absolutely a stellar card. I don't think it's better than any of the ones we're going to, but definitely number 10 for me. What do we have next?
Well, we got number 9. It's Palinchron. If you really want to lump in the other ones that are similar, you can, but Palinchron is by far the best one. 7 mana for a creature with power and toughness, and you can pay 4 mana to return it to your hand. But what it does, the ETB, is enters the battlefield, untap 7 lands. So it's 0 mana, and it has an ability to bounce itself. So if your land's tapped for double, you go infinite with basically just this card. Or if you have a way to flicker it, you just go infinite and make infinite mana.
I mean, yes, it goes infinite with Deadeye Navigator. It goes infinite with itself and a mana doubler, like you said.
Eldrazi Displacer.
This is a combo piece. Don't get me wrong. You're not playing this for any other reason.
Oh, it's ramp.
It's ramp.
No, it's not.
It does some other stuff. No, it's just a combo piece. But the fact that all you need to do is double what your mana production. That is, there's a million cards. There's literally probably somewhere between 20 and 30 different cards that double mana production in Commander. And then this just pays off. It makes it infinite mana. Deadeye Navigator just is 2 cards combo again. Yeah, you can replace it with with a Deadeye combo with Prairigan Drake. You can in the other combos. And the fact that this is basically a 1-card combo is insane.
It's one of those 1-card wrecking crews where I just go, what were they thinking? Why is this like a Magic card? You know, sometimes with these designs, they just kind of brush it under the rug, ban it from everything, and remove it from Magic, basically. Mm-hmm. This feels like one of those just super weird abilities. I can't imagine it was very fun to play against.
Oh, I mean, it turns out that all of those cards,
the free cards.
Yeah,
why are they free?
They were absolutely a horrible design mistake. They haven't gone back to it, and it's for a good reason because they're literally all costs. Your man, think of Frantic Search. It's just, oh my god,
Treachery.
These cards are bonkers. They're stupid. Mind Control sucks at Commander. Treachery is awesome in Commander because it doesn't cost mana.
Why would I play spells when I can just play them for free? All right, number 8. What is it?
It is a staple, absolute staple of Commander, and it is Eternal Witness. It is 1 green for a 2/1. When it enters, return any card from your graveyard to your hand. Turns out putting this regrowth ability on a creature is super strong. All you have to pay is 1 more green. This goes in so many Commander decks, and it kind of goes up to your 7s and 8s, and it kind of falls off as you get into really high power, but it's still very, very good. Putting this on a creature, this ability is so strong, and it looks so medium. It really does. It looks like, that's whatever. But it deserves its spot as a staple of this format.
Regrowth is whatever, because that's not going to synergize with almost any deck it's in. And Eternal Witness, there's almost a guarantee that it works with 5 cards in your deck, even if you don't try to. And if you do try to, then you're flickering it, you're reanimating it, you're recurring it, you're using Eternal Witness to get back some other creature that can get back Eternal Witness. You're looping Living Death with Eternal Witness because it gets it back. It's just, this thing is a Swiss Army knife, and just the fact that it exists in your deck makes your deck stronger.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that it's so much more abusable than a sorcery that just goes to your graveyard. You get a body that you can do anything with. You can throw a scroll clamp on it. You can flicker it. Ooh. You can do any number of infinite number of things with it to make this card better. All you have to do is do a little bit, just a little bit of work, and it's better than regrowth every single time.
And we're talking such a minute amount of work that it
chump blocking.
It auto starts is better.
Chump blocking a 5/5 is better. That's already better than regrowth, and that's all you have to do. Card is stellar, deserves its spot at whatever, number 8. That's
whatever.
Whatever. Number 8. It deserves its spot at number 8.
Well, number 7 is Spellseeker. It's 2 and a blue for a 1/1 ETB. You search for an instant or sorcery card with mana value of 2 or less. Put it into your hand. It's a little mini tutor. It's not the most efficient because it's a 3 mana sorcery speed type deal, but the fact that it's a creature makes it so much better than some of these other ones that are 3 mana. We don't touch tutors with a 10-foot pole if they're 3 mana, but when they're abusable and they count as a creature and they have other synergies, get them in my deck, because this is going to go find Cyclonic Rift, counter spells, removal spells, rapid hybrid, combo pieces maybe, just all the stuff.
For value, I love getting Momentary Blink. That's so much value. You just get Momentary Blink, you blink it, get something new. Now you can blink it again later.
Ephemerate too.
Ephemerate, yep, and another just super awesome, easy one. That's even better. I think Ephemerate's way better, actually.
I think Ephemerate is the happiest card ever listening to this top 10. What can I flicker? Ooh.
You can flicker literally everything.
I want to ephemerate all these cards.
Yeah, exactly. You really do. Spellseeker just gets so many different cards. It's a Swiss Army knife. And the important thing about this is we would never play the 3 mana sorcery that does this. Mm-mm. We're not playing that. But you put it on the body and the strength just increases tenfold. It can't be. It's so crazy how hard it is to explain that when you take a sorcery version of something and turn into a creature, just how much power it gains.
You open 1,000 doors that were closed.
Exactly.
How about number 6? It's 2 creatures.
It is 2 creatures, but they're essentially the same creature. If you want to only have one here, it's Recruiter of the Guard, which is a 1/1 for 3 mana that searches for a creature with toughness 2 or less, but it's also paired with its friend and buddy, running partner.
Longtime pals.
Imperial Recruiter, which is also 3 mana. This one's red, and you get power 2 or less to your hand from a creature.
Yeah, there's better selection of toughness 2 or less. Also, I think being in white helps you more than being in red. So those 2 factors make Recruiter of the Guard better. But Imperial Recruiter, so close. Let's just lump them together.
Yeah, exactly. So these cards both are, again, they fit so perfectly because they are a creature for your creature deck. These they're here to tutor up creatures, and they're creatures. You don't have to, Eladamri's calls a totally okay card.
It's fine, yeah, but
totally
it
fine.
does dilute your deck because it's not a creature.
Exactly. If you want to up your creature count, cut like Eladamri's call for Recruiter of the Guard, and you improve your deck tenfold. Every single new creature you add just pushes your deck a little bit more until you realize, oh, I got up to 50 creatures. All the synergies are here.
Yeah, just think if we get more of these cards over the time, you're going to be able to make 50 creature decks, and they're going to outperform the 35 creature decks like every time because everything they want is always a creature forever. They never have to play a sorcery that won't synergize.
Yeah, I love Spellseeker. Like the main reason I think it's worse is we're getting spells with Spellseeker, and that means we might be putting a creature in our spell deck.
That's exactly it.
But this 100% is a creature in our creature deck, which is just what we want. We don't want spells. We're looking for creatures as this, and this is a tutor on a body.
I mean, Recruiter of the Guard and Imperial Recruiter almost together get every card on this list. There's like 2 or 3 they don't get, but one of them can get almost everything on here.
Yeah. Yes, all but 1, all but 2. 3. All but 3.
Yeah, all but 3 of them.
Yeah, I'm just counting.
If Druid of Purification was on here, then we wouldn't have to worry about it.
Nope. We would. It wouldn't change anything. Great Merchant gets capped by Imperial Recruiter.
Yeah.
All right, let's go on to number 5, which is
Karmic Guide. One of the best creatures just ever. I also love that it's a budget card. That's separate, though, because we're not talking about budget. But it's 5 mana for a 2/2. It's got Echo because it knows that you just want it to go to the graveyard. And when it enters, you reanimate a creature. Just boop, creature back. There's really no other card that just says, get back a creature with no downside. There's nothing else. I'm asking nothing of you. Get a thing back, which means you can loop this with like everything on the planet. Fiend Hunter works. There's Safi Eric's Daughter works. Revelark is the big one. Throw in a sack outlet, throw in a payoff, and this is like the most common offender for critical mass combo. You lose.
Yeah, like you said, it is a solid effect. It's a good card for your deck, but it's not overpowered as a singular effect.
Yeah.
If you're only playing it to reanimate, it's okay.
Just like Palindrome. It's like, don't play it to untap 7 lands. Play it to win.
Well, I mean, but what makes Karmic Guide even better is you can still play this as a value piece.
Right, but like, it goes in your deck and actually does a thing.
Yes.
Where Palindrome's kind of like, hey, go infinite or I'm going to sit here.
Or I'm just like a crappy flyer. Exactly.
Right, yeah.
But Karmic Guide's a good card in your deck already that on top of all that has so many combos. I love how it takes. My favorite thing about Karmic Guide is it takes Hulk combos and makes them good. Because Hulk piles suck. When you look at a Hulk pile, like Protein Hulk.
Like some of the old CDH, there's like Breakfast Hulk. If you look at some of those, where it's like the creatures you're getting are like limited shaft that happen to go infinite. So they suck and they're bricks in your deck. But Karmic Guide is just one of your better spells anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Because Karmic Guide lets you get Karmic Guide, get a Viscerous here, do it again, and just win. You just win from there instead of having to have like this guy that untaps a creature and a goblin that gives haste. It's like, what is this? What am I getting with my Hulk?
Karmic Guide also allows you to win the game right off the spot with Boomweaver Giant. You go get Pattern of Rebirth, and it's like a 1-card combo because Karmic Guide's in your deck.
Yes, this is a very, very strong card overall. Next, we have
these are the big boys.
These are the big boys. This is like the line of like we got great cards.
Now it's egregious.
Now these are amazing cards, some of the best in the whole format. And the first one is Gilded Drake, one in the blue for a 3/3. When it enters, exchange control of it with another creature. I mean, did you know this? Did you know that there was a line of text in this card that says, if that creature leaves the battlefield before the ability resolves, sacrifice it? Because there is.
Doesn't really matter, but it is interesting to know because I'm sure some people have accidentally played it wrong. We don't have Gilded Drakes running around, but I know that 2 mana mind control, stealing someone commander, ruining their entire game plan, while the Gilded Drake stays in play is nuts because if I'm a flicker deck, I'm going to be flickering the Gilded Drake, whoop, back on my side, steal someone else's best thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Nuts.
Gilded Drake is an absolutely insanely strong card. Being a 2 mana mind control that doesn't end.
Yeah, what are those stats? Just 2 mana.
2 mana mind control, and they get a 3/3. The 3/3 not very relevant. Sure, it'll chip in some damage here and there, but that's not really important compared to you stealing their best creature for 2 mana. And like we said, flicker it once, and it feels like you're cheating because this ability is just so strong. The fact that this is a card that could be like, if it costs like 5, 6, 7 mana, I'd be like, makes sense.
Be on par with some of the others.
Exactly, but it doesn't. It just doesn't. It costs 2 mana for this effect, and that is just unheard of.
I mean, I roll my eyes on an Agent of Treachery. That's like here we go, got to get this thing off the field because they're going to try to flicker it until the game ends, which will be very soon if they start flickering it, and they get permanent advantage because they stole my thing. This is like 2 mana that.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. 2 mana Agent of Treachery, that's pretty stupid.
I mean, it only hits creatures, but it's only 2 mana. Let's not get all nitty-gritty on that.
Cut 5 mana off a card is bonkers.
Yeah, cut 5 mana off a card that already feels like it's undercosted.
Yeah. All right. What's number 3? It's a very good one.
Yeah, this is a creature with a very infamous ETB. 5, green, gets you a 5/5 with haste. It's Craterhoof Behemoth. Creatures you control get +X, where X is the number of creatures you control. It's exponential. You have 5 creatures, that's 25 power. You got 6 creatures, which Craterhoof counts itself, so 5 creatures plus Craterhoof would be 6, 36, and then it just keeps going until you hit hundreds and hundreds of power for very little effort. Such little effort.
Yeah, this might be the card that through the history of Commander has ended the most games of all time.
It might be.
It's up there. This card just ends the game so easily. It doesn't take that much work. Like, if you build a board of 10 guys and you play Overrun, you're going to kill a player or 2.
That's 30 extra power.
It's crazy.
Craterhoof is 100.
Yeah, exactly. Craterhoof just ends the game.
Oh my god.
It changes numbers. There is not a card like this that gives the plus like this and builds off of just going wide. Something like Overwhelming Stampede, which is like a good option, like even a great option.
You can go big.
Requires you to go big and wide. It requires you to do both. This requires one. Just go wide, make a bunch of dummies. It doesn't even matter if they're old ones. It's not going to matter. Kratos going to turn it into a victory.
Yeah, you can have 5 creatures in play. If they're relatively sized, you can just 40 somebody with just a Craterhoof. I mean, Natural Order is this thing's best friend because that is just, they're never going to see that coming and they're going to get annihilated.
I mean, on top of that, what should really tell you how insanely strong this card is, this is the most expensive one mana-wise, and it's at number 3. It costs 8 mana. 8 mana! That's a lot of mana. To be the 3rd best creature with an enters the battlefield trigger of all time speaks to the greatness of this card and how good it is at the role that it fills of closing games.
Now, these first 2, everybody's familiar with these 2. These are like,
I don't think these are close. I think that if there was a gap from 5 to 4. There might be a bigger gap
between 2 and 3.
From between 2 and 3 because these next 2 are quintessential staples of all of Commander.
Yeah, when you said Craterhoof's ended more games than anything else, I was like, wonder how many games Thassa's Oracle has ended. It's blue for 1/3. ETB, look at the top X cards in your library, where X is your devotion to blue, blah, 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 blah. If the number of cards left in your deck is equal to your devotion to blue, you win the game.
Yeah, or it's less than.
Right, but the fact that it can be equal makes it...
So, okay. Starting with this card, the only reason I gave Kratos the upper hand is it has a 10-year head start.
It does have a 10-year head start, but almost no game of CDH has ever been ended by it. So there's this whole little subgroup of people who are just constantly winning games with Thassa's Oracle.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I do think CDH is a small enough part of the Commander community that it's not going to...
I'll give it to Kratos until someone says otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, Thassa's Oracle is the go-to game ender. I mean, it just doesn't even matter. If you're doing high-powered things in CDH or lower.
Because we're not even talking about CDH. We're still putting it here.
Yeah, I mean, you can do Demonic Consultation. You can do all that stuff. It has all those combos.
Yeah.
2-card combos that
Leveler.
win the game. You put the game away. It's 100% over.
Doomsday.
Yes. These all exist. But on top of those, this card is any deck that's going to draw out, this is the best way to win. Labman, it's way more risk. Jace, way more risk. Thassa, the least risk you have.
Thassa's not going to give you any risk because she just can't even win the game. But her Oracle,
that's
definitely.
Thoracle.
Thoracle will definitely crush your dreams. I like that you just can't, empty deck. Thoracle on the stack. If it resolves, they have to stifle the trigger because killing Thoracle doesn't do anything. 0 equal to 0, I win.
Yeah. If I'm being completely real and honest, I do not understand how this card is not banned in Commander. It is one of the most egregiously overpowered win cons we've ever seen in this format.
When you say you don't like win out of nowhere cards, but Thassa's Oracle is legal, I'm scratching my head a little bit. Right?
This is
the ultimate win out of nowhere card.
There's like 4 or 5 cards that just say if you have Thoracle and this, we win. And it's always from the hand, and it's always out of nowhere. You never see this coming. It doesn't require any onboard setup. Literally zero.
Especially since some of the, most of the other cards that like empty your deck, they're kind of crappy. No one's playing them. They're playing them because the rules of Commander or Magic in general just say, I can empty my deck with this, like the Demonic Consultation.
Yeah, like that's not a good card. That's a card that you 1 in 100 times cast for its real mode because you're desperate.
This is the problem. I think a lot of people would be happier, especially in the CDH crowd, if this was just gone.
I mean, I know a lot of CDH players avoid playing this because it's considered such a boring win con at times. Like, I know a lot of the really competitive players, and it's one of the best win cons in all the format. But I know some players avoid this win con.
Like if you're trying to innovate
in CDH.
If you're trying to innovate, the first thing you probably do is not Thoracle combo.
Yeah, exactly. So what's number 1? Something actually better, stronger than Thoracle, especially because it transcends all forms. Like this doesn't need to just be higher power,
any power,
lower power, any power level. It won't matter. This card's going to be a house.
Yeah, I mean we can. I think we've poked fun at the design of this card enough, but this card is just a joke to me. A Dockside Extortionist, 2-mana 1/2 ETB. You make a treasure for each artifact or enchantment your opponents control, not target opponents. All 3 of them combined, which is always more than 2. So this thing never costs any mana. It's just like, what this is? It's better Palinchron for 2 mana.
It really is. Like
what?
It's a good way to. This is insane.
I don't know what this card is. It's just the numbers are not remotely realistic on what this should cost, or if this effect needs to exist at all. But it's here, and it's like one of the best creatures in Commander. For sure.
It's absolutely busted. This goes infinite with anything. There is probably literally hundreds of different hundreds. I think hundreds.
Millions.
I don't know if there's millions.
Billions.
I think there's hundreds of different combos with Dockside Extortionist because it's that easy to abuse. This is a ritual that is just insane because it's
permanent, like a permanent ritual. The mana stays when you need it.
Is there even a creature that rituals on ETB?
There's a couple. There's like Priest of Gix, which is like 2 and a black, and when it enters, add black. It pays you back for its cost. But there's nothing like this where it's so far and beyond. I mean, even Palinchron is like 7 for 7. This is like 2 for 7.
Exactly. And it scales up with the game. Sometimes the game's super late. You get like 10, 20 treasures. Another thing this does is if somebody else is playing some sort of treasure deck, say they're playing, let's not even say they play Dockside. Let's say they play...
I mean, tokens in general, right? You say, you have to destroy your own tokens,
yeah,
or I'm going to destroy you.
Yeah, I was thinking Prosper. Like, you're playing a Prosper deck, you're just getting tokens over the game, you're getting a bunch of treasures, you're going to play your Dockside, and they basically get to just throw their treasures in the trash, or else you just get those treasures too. It's so silly and strong. It's to the point that it's also a card I don't even know. It feels like I have to actively sit down and convince myself not to play this card in a red deck.
You have to.
Because it's so good. It just goes in every single one. It doesn't require any synergy. It doesn't require any building around. All it requires is that you're in the color red.
Yep, it's the best red card, I think, right? I don't think that's controversial.
It's minimum top 3 red cards. I mean, it's probably number 1.
Right. This card is nuts. We don't really need it. It's not like it needed an introduction or an explanation. But guess what? Top 10 ETB creatures, this is number 1.
It's not even close.
Because it just transcends power level. It transcends everything. It's just the best card in like almost every deck.
Yeah. See, like the top, like what makes the top 2 stand separately from the other 8 on this list is that I feel like these top 2 are 100% bannable in Commander. Like
the power's just so high.
The power's so high, they're stupid. Homogenization, both of these cards just lead to homogenization. I would easily, if these cards were banned tomorrow, I wouldn't bat an eye and I wouldn't blame anyone because they should be.
I'd make a video celebrating it.
Not that they should be gone, but that I would be happier if they were gone.
Right, they're just in the top 1%ers, of the power level, and they do work every single time.
Yes, but that is our top 10 and our video. Special shout outs to every single one of our patrons. Love you all as much as we can without making you uncomfortable. Thank you for the direct support via patreon.com. It is seriously appreciated.
Hey, check out tcgplayer.com. Do you want to know why? Because they have a link in our description. They put it there, not us. I don't know what that's doing there, but you click it, buy the cards from the site. Once you hit the link, you're already there. You might as well buy a bunch of Magic cards. And when you do, we're going to get money that just materializes in our pockets, and it's not your money. Someone else's money goes into our pockets because of you.
Yeah, all you have to do is start with the link, same cards, same price, same place. And BZ probably rolled his eyes, but I don't know.
It's like donating to charity with someone else's money. Everyone would do that.
Yeah, that is exactly. They make them donate to us. So you can also use dragonshield.com. Link in the description below for EU and the US links where you go and buy the best sleeves in the multiverse.
Good sleeves.
And once you buy those sleeves, same price, get them. Boom. Support the nerds.
Same price, get them. Boom, support the nerds. That was their secondary slogan after best sleeves in the multiverse.
Good sleeves.
Yes, exactly. So that is what we got for you today. I like doing the top 10s. I'm happy to do more. If you want to see one in particular, just let us know.
That's a good idea. Yeah,
We're open.
We have done very few top 10 countdowns
That are not shorts.
that are not shorts. Well, we're going to overlap with our shorts eventually.
Shorts are just goofy little one-offers.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll probably do a long form of almost anything. We can do almost any. We have just started this, and we're willing to do any top 10.
As long as it's entertaining, well, just let us know.
For Commander. Obviously, everything relates back to Commander for us. So just give us a top 10 for Commander, and we'll probably write it down because we'll take ideas. We're going to be doing these every other week. You're going to see a top 10 for a while.
Do we have a tidbit about our lives?
We got to figure it out. What are we doing right now? What are you doing right now?
I am leaving to go write an article for EDH Rec. We've been writing articles for the precons that have come out since D&D. So I can imagine about a month from now, you'll have the ability to read an article that I've written from Strixhaven all the way to Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. We have to step away from them just for like time reasons and a bunch of scheduling stuff because we're going super hard on gameplay. But just want you to know that those exist. And if you're looking to read more EDH content, well, we wrote some.
And I'm going to go edit this video and actually put some. I'm going to take gameplay content and upload it from cameras to computer to the internet.
Yeah, we got some coming. We got 2 Shuffle Scuffle episodes should be coming out soon.
Yeah, special shout outs to Kuro Itsuki and Anna Jane MTG for joining us yesterday. Peace out, Tribe Scouts.